Welcome to another episode of Gone Fishing. I'm your host tonight, Ray, along with Mike. He's in there playing with his bag over there.
My purse. Stop
Purse,
messing with my
This
purse.
is purse. It actually should be your fishing bag. It should be your hand
My
satchel.
man.
Hand satchel. But
Hey,
anyway,
whatever.
so hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. It was a nice day.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we got to go out fishing last Friday. Not a good day. Freaking cold. It was nasty. But when you cold water fish, it ain't like summertime. You know it's going to be slower. You just gotta really prepare and hope that you just get something. But
Hey, we were on the water, man.
I
That's what matters, right?
I caught a fish this big. It ate my rattle trap right through the back of it. I caught minnows.
So this is what Ray tells me.
Snagged it. That's how big it was.
Roll up on the driveway because we separated our ways, and I'll explain that later. Ray, they're sitting in the back to open a beer, and Ray goes, "I keep hanging out, and you call me after a couple beers. That fish can be how big, Ray?
Boom, jump.
That's what
But
happened.
look at it. So I haven't drank any beers tonight. So that's telling you right there. That big. It was literally. I can't believe it ate the rattlesnake.
Was it?
A little tiny shad, but it. I freaking hooked it right through the back fin of it. Just
So
like
you like this? It was already
I,
set up as
I
bait.
snagged. Yeah, I snagged it. I could have put it on a fishing hook and probably threw it out there, but I didn't. But anyway, yeah,
It
that was
was
my
one or
big
two
fish. And
fish.
then Rodney caught a big carp. That was about it.
Yeah, and
It was slow though. It was a slow day. It wasn't. It was cold. Like I said, it was cold. It was different. It's a whole different thing. Fishing.
you were with people. So Ray knows this cold water fishing. It was myself. It was Ray. It was Rodney. Tight line 302. It was John. SNSC baits. And we went out, and the three of us are not cold water fishermen. So Ray's trying to guide us. So we first of all we roll up, and I got Matt, our one of our producers. We roll up there. First, I saw them at the house. Then we get there, and they're all they all start to head down. So I'm back with Matt and John, and we're probably I don't know 5 minutes behind them. We start walking down, and we're at Holtwood, and the alarms go off. So we're like, this just happened the last trip, and we're like, really? We're just walking down. So John, myself, and Matt decided we're gonna fish the spillway because we don't know what's going on. And the service there sucked. So we fished the spillways for a while, and the alarm went off the second time. And I don't know what's going on. So I tried to find the highest ground where I was, and that's when I called you. And I'm like, what's going on? And what'd you tell me?
The tail race sign.
So it wasn't a big deal, but I don't know that.
Yeah, the siren for the dam sounds like it sounds like a siren, where that was more of a horn sound. So
Hmm.
that's the tail races. Now, the last time we were there when they flooded the kayak part,
It was
it's,
going back and forth.
well, it was going across, but they were also trying to warn us to get out. But the kayak, it was mostly that side. Like if you look up, they do have a triangle or a little diamond thing. You'll sit there and keep flashing over there, letting you know it's going to be the kayak part. But
Watch your
uh,
camera.
who, whoever cares about that, it wasn't a big deal. But we
I
kept
just didn't know.
fishing, but the water was a lot higher than it was.
Way higher.
Way
And
higher than what it was.
so if you guys don't haven't have never seen my son Matt, Matt's on the smaller side. A wrestler is wrestling. What's his weight? 106. So he's little hard. It is some hard hiking to get out there. We're going across big rocks. We joke. I mean, the last time before we brought John, we talked about bringing carabiners and all that stuff because it's some serious shit to get out there. And I got out there, and Ray and Rodney were on what they call the flat rock. that man up, and I could see he was sucking it up. He wasn't complaining, but he was not comfortable.
It was cold.
And it was and it windy,
It was windy.
and no one was getting any hair. So I said, guys, I need to go. So I went to Ocra Creek, which isn't right next door, but I just thought there might be a better chance. Got there, the water was high there. I didn't get to go where I wanted. I didn't bring waders. I should have brought waders. Right? If I brought
Um,
waders and was able to throw on the left side of the spillway where the water,
yeah, it was turning. That's you got it. So you always got to take like this time of year. You always got to because
yeah,
when you're not different when you're in a kayak. Because when you're in a kayak fishing, you're different areas. Now you're bouncing all over the place, and I usually always have hip boots. I didn't bring hip boots because I wasn't planning on doing anything but Homewood. My goal was to walk across the dam, walk back across, get the hell out. If I caught anything, I caught anything. I didn't even go over halfway. I didn't even bother with it. I just chalked up as a bad day and was like, screw it. And
they were actually heading over to me, and because of my service, I didn't get their messages till got back in the car. I got back in the car and I got all these pings on my phone, and one of them happened to be Ray, and he's like, "Yeah, we're heading out toward you." I said, "Don't bother.
yeah,
There ain't nothing here for you." Bob wasn't even.
Bob, I know Bob. Somebody might have stole Bob.
You think so?
Somebody might have stole my duck.
So just so you know,
The
Ray,
McGanser. It's a McGanser.
who's Bob?
Bob is a duck or some kind of bird that followed me all the way downstream, followed me back upstream, then wanted to eat my fish as I was reeling them in.
Um, Ray's an asshole because this bird was like, help me," and Ray's like, "Nah, you gotta earn this shit."
Good
And
catching.
he threw it in the water, and
Yeah,
this thing, it did do it.
it did do it when they caught it. It caught it, but the fish beat it and got away 3 times. 3 different times that bird had that
Well,
thing.
that bird
And
was
then Rodney
ambitious.
fed it. So we just feed the bird. But
No, you didn't feed nothing.
I didn't feed none. I just made him work for it.
But but honestly, you're right. Like he caught that bass
Yeah,
3 times.
yeah.
How
Three
many
different times he had that bass in his mouth, but he
but
didn't.
he was overly ambitious.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, John? What's going on, Rodney? Yeah, that's right, man. We had the ducky. I remember that was going to be the mascot. I was going to sit right here. And I forgot. It was a ducky boy sitting right under the rock. Yeah, it was Bob. Somebody got on the guy that fly rock.
That was
Yeah. It was actually a mile or so, but it was it was kind of funny actually. Yeah.
no, he still got out.
Oh yeah, we still got it. Again, it's just the good thing was is the day turned out better because we stopped and grabbed beers and then we just driveway drank.
And anytime you get to go out with your boys,
Always good. Always good when you get to go out and get out there for a little while.
because you got a whole bunch of married men that are locked into their routine and will get permission to go.
Yeah.
Four of us, all four of us, were legit permission. You're
Go out.
gonna take advantage of it,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of cool because I know, like, right now, like, the Christmas holidays going to suck a little bit because of the way Christmas falls. So for me, being self-employed, really kind of hard to go start somebody's floors 2 days before Christmas, then have Christmas, and then have 2 days after Christmas. Kind of hard to do any kind of work. So I think I'm going to take some time off. So I think I'm going to do some fishing. If you look at the temperatures over the next 30 days, start creeping back into the 50s most days.
It sucked last year.
Yeah. Well, last year
We had that cold spell right
for a
before
week
Christmas,
it was cold for like
and
a
that was
week.
it for
It
the
was
whole
it.
year.
Yeah, it got warm and everything. I think Rodney said he was fishing his kayak the day after New Year's last year. So I mean, that's definitely something that's going to happen with temperatures like that. But I've been watching it in the 30 day. It's actually really starting to look like it's like next week. It's in the 50s, like 3 or 4 days, like in mid 50s. So that's that little bit of warm. So
You know,
that's that could be beneficial in the fact that
things are up a little bit now.
right, but fishing on like if you're going to go fish dams or something like that, could be beneficial, but it also could be bad for bank fishermen because it's a lot easier when you're on a
I
boat if you
kind of
can
feel
find
like
it.
if we went up, what's the place where we started at? Not this last time, the other time where they had the fish ladder. Those guys were fishing up by.
Oh, TMI. That's from
I
yeah,
think
smallmouth.
I think that might be better.
They actually, I saw pictures on a Facebook group that showed there was water running over. So that's a whole new ball game now. You know, with just any slight flow of water coming. I mean, we had no current that day we were up there.
Nothing. I mean,
Nothing.
it was only going through the fish ladder.
Yeah, you would have to probably walk down river fishing a little bit, but that's definitely a good spot to
Did I
go.
tell you? I almost considered driving up there last week.
Yeah, you should have. It wouldn't have
It
been a
was
bit.
it w- it
Hey, Mike, watch that camera, bud. It moved again.
it, w- it
Moving again.
would have been a
Not bad.
lot to move up,
Yeah.
but I actually was like with and I saw the because of the water levels. I'm like it might be good. 'Cause I'd never been there. With that you introduced me to the for the first time, but I'm like this could that could have been, uh, but it's a long drive.
So my wife's watching, and she said that she wants to go up. So I'm actually going to take my wife to share. I'm going to let her go cook into a snakehead.
Where
Ah, maybe, maybe Jersey, maybe Delaware, somewhere. But I'm going to get her out and get her on a snakehead.
my wife has no desire to
Oh
get
no,
on snake.
my wife's going to have the desire, and then she's going to go out and catch one. Then she's going to like it. Now she won't take it off, but I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with taking it off. You know, I know like my first couple times I caught him, I had Stansfield with me, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this thing? How do I even take this damn thing off? And he's breaking all his thing to jacked its mouth all open and shit to get the lure all the way out.
You don't
No,
need all that shit.
no,
I
but
have it.
yeah, you know what I noticed so last year it seemed like, and I don't know if I was setting my hook too soon or just in time, but the freaking fish weren't like the year before. I swear to God, every snakehead I caught, the damn thing had it down to its ass. Like I mean, it was in its. I mean, I had to pry its mouth. It would run big pliers down in there to get it out. Where this year, I bet you 90% of the fish I caught with the snakeheads, especially, the slip hook.
I know. And this
It
is
was.
something we dealt with all year.
I think
But
everybody was catching like on the lip. Like I was actually getting them to the point where I was just grabbing them, taking the thing off, and throwing them back in the water. You know, and then catching a shit ton of small ones. Shit ton of small.
so I gotta say this, right? Because when I first, so those of you who are just tuning in, I started snakehead fishing on accident. I'm a bass fisher. 4 years ago, I hooked into my first snakehead, and like, holy shit! So then I met Ray when I moved in my new neighborhood, and we went out. And at that time, I was fishing off of a Coleman crawdad. Kitty ass at that.
Freaking
Didn't
thing,
have
thing
no
keeps snakes under the seats.
no oarlocks or nothing. I used to paddle it with a kayak paddle, but it worked for what we used it for. And it was a very different vehicle to sit in. You're sitting up higher, you're sitting on a seat. I feel like I lost a lot of snakeheads because I wasn't used to the position. So instead of setting overhand, I was setting side hand and stuff like that. And I felt like I lost some because of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I really feel like I lost a lot because I wasn't sick over it.
I lost a lot of fish early in the year, and Greg started telling me I was when I set the hook, especially when I'm sitting in my kayak. If I'm sitting down, this is when I'm bad. As I get lazy, I'm just
But
you
you
just pull,
can't.
you got
It's
to pull
gotta
straight
be
hook. Yeah.
straight up
Now if I'm standing up and I get a bite, oh, I'm putting it on it like it's you know what I mean.
because you're higher.
I'm literally like almost like a little front door of my kayak, but the power of the fish pulling me forward, it's actually keeping me standing up. But anyway, yeah, no, I agree.
I've had small snakeheads fly at me because I said when you're fishing snakehead, the force of the set is ridiculous.
Yeah,
You actually wind up for it, right?
yeah,
Am I right?
yeah,
But it's not like when you feel a tug. It's like you see them hit, and you're like one, two, and you load up and you fucking snap it.
yeah, yeah. Like I got some pretty good ones. I sent Finn some videos tonight of some really good hook sets like later in the year. But it's funny because as the
You
year went, it's
sent him the.
yeah, the, through the year though, I have noticed that by the time I got to like July, August, dude, I was going out and I was only missing one or two. I was missing five, six, seven. I mean, the one day I went over to Jersey fishing, and literally that night I caught two, I think total, but I had an epic nightmare. I missed like 18 of them. But again, lazy fishing.
Lazy.
And,
That's what
and
it
I
is.
was probably like I was feeling the weight of the fish, feeling the fish, but it was just not really. And when I put it on.
Once
So
you get the timing down, it's all about timing on them. Just like bass. When you're we fish, just so you guys know, we fish a lot of topwater hollow body. Topwater hollow body, there's a timing delay on because you want them to take the bait and you want it in their mouth before, because a lot of times they'll just hit it. Sometimes they'll just bump it. And you've seen this a million times where they're following it, get a bump, and you gotta settle in. You can't be responsive
yeah,
because they're gonna come back around and hit it again.
yeah. And
But
sometimes
then you gotta go overhand because you want it to hit the roof of their mouth.
you want to just set the hook. Like I said, last year was way different. Last year, that damn things were swallowing every freaking lure I had down to their ass. This year, everything was lip hooked. I had a bunch. I mean, I had a couple that were deep this year, but not as much. I think more during like the heavy bite, like during the heat of the summer when you're catching the most of them.
When
And
you're on fry balls,
yeah, and shit like that. Like there, they just inhale. I mean, they just crush them. So.
fry balls, that's a whole different ball game. But
So Murphy said he ain't never hooked a snakehead. So next bite, I'm going to try to break your rod. That's exactly
that's
what
exactly
you want to set that hook so it holds because they have some tough mouths too, man. With that lure's inside their mouth, it's tough. But no, I mean, but no, again, like this year I really got hooked on the snakeheads more than like last year I got hooked late in the year. This year I got
that
hooked.
first year.
I ended up with 80 this year. Like so, I had 80. That's where I'm at. An even number 80. I mean, at one point I was like, oh, I'm just going to get to 60. Then all of a sudden I went out and get 9 one day. Then I go get 7 one day. Next thing you know, I'm like, hit a miles go 80. I was going to try for 100. I'm going to have to do Rodney's thing next year. I'm going to have to do the goal to try to hit 100. And my ultimate goal is to catch a freaking damn dragon. That's what we need to do. Get a dragon. I need a big one. Oh, like this big. It could be this big, but when I get home, it'll be this big.
The
By
two of us
final
have
weekend,
not caught a dragon.
I'm
Of
going to give
all
me
the
one
snake,
this year.
I mean, 2 years ago, I didn't record, but I had days. Uh, I had days where I had 20 snakehead days, and I never recorded. This year, I started to experiment with crabbing. That took me away from it. Next year, I know my crabbing. Now it's snakeheads, and I
I
got
think we're
two
right.
goals for next year.
I think where you're crabbing, you can find fish. Take it
Yep,
some of them. I mean, some of the waters, not all of them.
but a lot of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you are out there. You know, like, you got your line down. Give it like an hour. Then go screw around along the bank to see if you can try to catch one. I mean, you tasted one now. So you catch one, keep it, get some crab and snake fry. Ain't
Oh
nothing wrong
yeah.
with that. Get your snakehead fillet. Get some crab meat on top. Have snakehead with some crab imperial on top. Oh hell yeah!
So Rodney actually convinced Ray and I to try this stuff. We've been fishing for him. We always let him go, let him grow, you know. But we actually tried snakehead. It is absolutely it's light, it's sticky.
Very good. Crypto asked when's the best time of day to catch them. I can tell you this: in the summertime, anytime. It can be morning, evening, dark, during in the middle of the afternoon. Um, but yeah, I would just sit there. And plus, it depends where you're fishing from. If you're in a spot that's really pressured, might not really get a good chance. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there's enough places out there that you can go to where you can catch them almost at any time. I mean, I'd say keep fishing for them, or better yet, you got a kayak, give me a call, message me, and you
We'll
can come
we'll
out with me. We'll
we'll
take you.
we'll take you out. We
We'll
ain't
take
gonna tell you where we're going, but
you.
we'll take you out.
We'll go out. If it's a secret spot, we blindfold you, throw you in the back of the van. We do allow you out once we get there.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, it depends. But we have to
But we
blindfold
have
you.
to take your phone too.
Yeah, we have to take your phone. No GPS marking. But no, I mean, no. There's spots where the
By the way,
pressure is.
I can't help it.
there's,
Just gonna say that.
there's spots where you can go, and there's enough of us out there that when you go out. I mean, first of all, the snakehead community. Everybody says their spot's secret. There ain't no secret spots. Nowhere there's no secret spots. Jersey,
Uh,
Jersey's, Jersey's got a couple secret spots, but there's some good
Delaware's
spots.
got a little secret spot.
Nowhere, yeah. But like in Jersey, you can hit Jersey in a couple places, and even though they're
Are
not
you?
secret spots, they're not highly pressured neither, and there's so freaking many of them that there's no reason not to.
So
And it's also the bait you use too. It's also what you're using, because I mean, if you're using, you want to use like during the summertime, we're all top water, frogs. Um, Frogs are a big thing. I like to use snakehead outlaw slayer rats. They're probably my favorite. The red and white one. And if
the
you can get one
Slayer
of them,
rats,
that'll work all year. Um,
tactical.
Tactical has like the dragon pop frogs. Um, I do have to get my order in for
Hook
that.
up our uh, hook up with our friends.
Yeah,
You
there's a
guys,
lot of people out there, but I would tell you, if anything, Snakehead Outlaws, the Slayer Rat is probably the biggest go-to I use during the summertime. I mean, there's a couple other ones. Um,
the underspin has produced this.
yeah, the underspin. Yeah, that was Stansfield's little thing he brought out in like March and April when he went out, and he was destroying them on that. I realized that the underspins worked really good early spring.
And
They
then
worked really late fall. They got to be really good, but then after that. Other than that, during the summertime, like next year, I always take my crate out. I always have two big 3,700 boxes full of shit. And I'm telling you what, next year, one 3,700 box, it's going to be my go-to all the time, and I'm going to be ready to go.
I switched to
I mean, it's funny because all the Snakehead Outlaws lures I have too, I only use half of them.
what I'm saying. All
It's time to start
I
thinning out
started
your targets.
switching to one tray. So
Yeah.
I use a soft box and I switch out my trays. I started switching to one tray because I know I'm gonna use these three lures that I hook up before I even go out. If I want to switch, I got what I need. One tray. I don't need anything more than that. It's not like it's a mystery what they're going for. You know what I mean?
Like this year, I got away from a lot of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got a lot of good pictures of the Eagles this year. I got a lot of pictures, but like last year, I was going out and every night out, I was getting 25, 30 pictures. To where I wasn't doing that this year. Like this year, I wasn't. I had my camera, and then there was times I didn't bring my camera, and it was, this year I was more or less trying to mess with the GoPro, get some good snakehead videos, and
So
whatever else bites. But
on that, check out our video that is just posted. That's on Facebook and Instagram. Is it on TikTok too?
you know, doesn't have TikTok.
Will be. But Ray had a state try to get the best of him, but Ray is way too smart for that.
Yeah,
He is way smarter than the fish.
yeah. A fish got in the net and jumped out of the net and got back in the water. That's two fish. That would be 81.
I just does.
I mean,
Doesn't
went
it?
back in the water. I mean, I just keep fighting it. The same
So
fish.
just
It's
to
just a hell,
describe it,
just a hell of a fight.
first of all, the amount of jumps this fish had was amazing. Second of all, he got it into the boat, got it into his net, set his pole in his rod holder, and the thing jumped out of the net, and he had to re-catch that thing.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But that's really good. But no, crypto next year. You get a hold of me next year. We'll go out. I'll take you to a couple spots so we can go out and go. We'll tie into it. Like I said, you're like Jersey. We go to Jersey and fish. If you Delaware, I mean, everybody knows about Dragon Run. Dragon Run got pretty beat up this year, I think, because it seemed like every time I went there, I caught the smallest snakeheads I've ever caught.
Right?
Like this, like I've never. I think I had one over in Jersey that was um I got that was like 17, 18 inches. That's the smallest over there.
If you
But
got bass and you're in a tributary of the Delaware River
you can get them.
or the Chesapeake Bay, you could get snakeheads. You're just looking for heavy cover.
Yeah, heavy cover.
So I have a lot of people that have been following us on TikTok that do carp and stuff. Don't know much about that.
Carp, carp's fun. Carp's another summer fish. Like, so you know what's fun about carp? Put a pair of wading shoes on, pair of shorts. This is how we did it back in the day. Take your trap hole, guys. Might as well go out there, pain in the ass to sit there, but they're a hell of a fight. So you take like 6 pound test. Me and my buddy, we used to put 2 pound test on and see if we could get them in because we would catch some that were 20, 30 pounds. A 2 pound test. But if you sit there and you go for them, so I'm going to use the Octorara Creek for example. Octorara Creek, you go fishing. There's a couple spots you don't want to fish near where we're fishing. We want to go downstream. We want to go down to some of the other bridges, and you walk down. What you look for is log jams in the water, and for some odd reason, they sit underneath the log jams. But what we used to do is we used to take a can of corn, bust it open, throw a whole bunch of corn in the water, and you'll see them all come out and eat the corn. Then you put 2 pieces of corn on, break a worm and nightcrawler in half, put half the nightcrawler, toss it in the water and sit there and just watch your shit. You'll see them come out, they'll hit it, set the hook, and you're on. So, yes, yes, crypto, exactly right. Kayaks are good because you're fishing in swampy water, shallow water, and you're not getting there with a boat. You're not getting in some of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're fishing out in Chesapeake Bay, yeah, you can get away with them getting on the boat and stuff like that. But like we're fishing little ponds, swamps, shit like that. So
The place we fished at the end of the year, the amount of carp that would make these huge weights
yeah,
because it, without the rain, it got so shallow.
that's a hard place to catch carp though.
Is it?
Like yeah, I would say like when you're fishing in like the creek.
They spook easy?
Yeah, very easy. But like if you go to like out to a creek again and you see a log that's laying in the water and it's a nice little deep hole right there and it's a slow moving hole, you'll see them. They're there. They're definitely that's the easiest one. The carp are fun to catch. Carp are they They fight real hard like a snakehead. But the difference with a carp is a carp is it ain't gonna be nothing to go out there and catch a 15, 20 pound carp during the day. If you go out there and you're just messing around all day long with carp, like we used to catch about 20 to 30 of them in a day, and it was nothing. That's all we would do. We see a log jam, we throw some corn out there, see them come out and start getting them. Corn, little worm, toss it in there,
So
wham.
what I've heard about carp is, I mean, I've always been told it's a trash fish, but I've
It is a
actually heard,
promise you.
but no, I've heard there's actually ways to prepare it. It's
Oh,
like bluefish. Bluefish is a trash fish,
yeah,
but if you take that center line vein out, it takes the fishing. I don't know.
yeah.
I
I've never eaten
I've
carp.
just heard.
I was always told kill a carp, save a walleye.
Okay.
I used to have a
Well,
T-shirt that used to say that: "Kill a carp, save a walleye." Like we used to throw them. We used to put them on the bank, like at Holtwood, because we would catch a shit ton of them at Holt. Holt was loaded with them, by the way. Holt was a good place to go fish for carp, especially a little bit of current coming over the dam. If you're fishing on the dam ledge, they're on the ledge. They're all the way up tight. They're in the shallowest water. So if you can get a night crawl or something, or like Rodney got one the other day when we were there, you can go up there and you can catch them, and they're in there like there'll be a thousand of them just sitting right there in the shallow area. They're just eating whatever shit's in the water right there. But the Amish, if the Amish see you catching them, the Amish will take them all from you. They'll tell you to save them. They'll take them. I watched them one day come out with a bucket. We had five of them sitting on a rock, and they were like, "Can we have them?" I'm like, yeah. I brought a bucket out, threw them all in there, and took them with them. It's probably a good 50, 60 pounds worth of
well,
fish.
the only reason I'm skeptical is because like a lot of the saltwater fish, dogfish, they say that's a trash fish. They're delicious. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe if they're prepared right. But I got Rodney saying that this is a depressing time of year for them.
Yeah, it is a depressing time. It sucks right now. You sit there when you get up in the morning, it's dark. You come home from work, it's dark. You don't get that little you don't get that little break to where you can sneak out. You know what I mean? Go out like after work, like it's not like summertime when it gets dark at 9. I get 30. I could
We
be on the
still got
water by
time.
4:30. I still got 4 hours, 4.5 hours fishing. But the only problem with that time of year, you get eaten alive. The mosquitoes want to just eat you
No,
alive.
Ray gets eaten alive. They don't bother me one bit.
I don't do them too much.
I was out with them that time when we checked out that one spot. I can brush 100 mosquitoes off my legs. I don't get mosquito bites. It doesn't swell up. And some say it's because you get immune to them. I
And
don't
you gotta
know.
watch out now. Like over in Jersey, the chiggers are big. Step in them weeds. Man, them things will eat you freaking alive. Them things, man. I've gotten them so many times playing disc golf. Get them
Really?
through the weeds. Man, they're brutal. Like I don't know. Like when I
I
play,
don't even know what a chigger is.
actually a type of insect. It's small. It's under your skin and irritates your skin. Mosquito bites itch. These things I draw blood. Like I'll sit there at nighttime. Literally wake up in the morning, my legs will be blood just because I'm just sitting there at nighttime just scratch. Oh, there's I don't work
Never
never had.
dealt with that. I don't get poison.
I don't
But
get poison ivy neither. I've never had poison ivy in my life.
me neither.
Never had.
But
But my dad used to get needles, so he didn't get poison ivy. My sister used to get them. My dad used to go trout fishing Bay Memorial Day weekend. Flannels all the way down his arms. Like, Dad, why are you wearing it? He's like, poison ivy. If it just blew, he would get it.
some people get that.
Yeah,
I don't.
I've never got it. My mom never got it. Never got poison ivy, so I never got them. But mosquito bites, they tear you up. Chiggers are bad. Chiggers are real bad. And you hit them a lot in the week. Like I knew by some of the boat ramps in Jersey, the one day I had to stop to take a leak. I was like, let me just hop out of my truck real quick. So I'm sitting in knee deep weeds, just pee real quick. And the next day, I'm like, thanks, I just got out of my truck last night. I bet you and they just get you.
I've never had that. Honestly. And
Yeah, let me see if I can.
so figures
So crypto said they're 5 times worse than mosquito bites. They really are. And it's for like a week. Like
never.
it's like a week long.
The only thing that gets me is black flies. Those things
They're really
tear
bad
me
in
up.
Susquehanna.
Um, figures never. But the other thing that it has been out, so we're in Delaware. We got people in all different areas, but the Lone Star ticks, Lone Star ticks are nasty because it's not like a regular tick where it bites you and you're done. You can have an allergic reaction, and that's a problem because I like you. And all of a sudden, if I actually have um, EpiPens because it can give you an allergic reaction to red meat that you've never had, and it can come from 1 to 3 months after the bite because of the saliva and the tick. So that is the I've never been worried about chiggers. I've never been worried about mosquitoes. Lone Star ticks can take burgers away. That's messed up. I need my burger.
Crypto, funny story about stinging nettle. I don't have any problem with them when I'm launching my kayak. I have problems with stinging nettle during trout season.
Oh hell yeah!
A lot of places I went, a lot of places I fish up in PA have it really bad on the embankments and try to crawl out because the snake's coming. I don't give a shit what kind of weeds up on that hillside my ass is run up. I tell you what, I felt no shirt on one day, man. I had stinging them, and that shit is brutal. But hey, so
I was gonna say that would be funny.
here you go, chiggers. They are a tiny wingless red-orange mite. They're part of the arachnid family along with spiders and ticks. Chigger bites are caused by I can't talk tonight. The larva of these mites and can cause intense itching, pimples, blisters, or small hives. And that's what they do. Like your legs will literally be, your legs like all here will be red bumps, and it'll look like 20,000 mosquito bites, and they just oh they itch so freaking
They
bad.
must only for
But
like
but
people
it
that
depends.
are.
It depends where you're at though. A lot of disc golfers get them because you throw your disc in the high weeds. That's usually where you find them at a lot. Is in high weeds. So really, a lot of places we're fishing, we're not really in high weeds. Our boat launches are pretty clear. Some of the spots,
So I'm kind of thinking like if you are not that tough, because I disc golf. I've never had
I've only
so
got them once at Killings Pond
it
playing
must,
disc
but
golf down there.
it's also probably an allergic reaction, just like the mosquitoes are. Just like I get the black flies. I've actually had if they get me on a joint and I itch it, it will that area from the swelling will go numb.
Yeah,
And so I think it just is things react differently to different people.
yeah, no,
And
it's really,
and if you're soft and can't handle it,
yeah.
they,
I'm telling you where I put gasoline on my legs, like they tell you to put gas.
really,
Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, the itch is the most ungodly itch you'll ever have.
really.
It's, or had chicken pox as a kid. Right? I can't tell you what they feel like.
You ever have fishing pole?
Yeah, I get that every week.
Oh, just saying. Well, anyway, I'm sorry.
That's something I get regular shots for, it doesn't work. So I
Yeah,
just go out and get rid of it.
well, we know how to take care of it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
know the remedy.
yeah. I'm a doctor when it comes to fishing pots, but no, this like all the chiggers I know they are really that's the difference though between summer and this type of fishing. At this time of year, that you battle the cold, don't deal with the insects.
Snakes.
There
Like
are no snakes neither.
when
Unless you're fishing near warm water.
not this time, but the last time we went to Holtwood, I'm looking and there was a big snakehead or snake in land across the rock. Like I ain't really doing nothing to Ray.
And we don't want to see them. I see
Ray
them.
don't like snakes. Ray and I, when the first times we went fishing, there was a snake that jumped into the water. Ray will ab- absolutely abandon his boat and
Gone.
give it to a snake. He's
Gone.
like, "This is your boat now."
All right, it's yours. See you come out. I'll sit and wait for you.
So I was fishing. and one came out from under the seat on this boat I stored in the woods. And I was by myself. I was out for about hours, and this thing came out. And in my mind, it was just a northern water snake. And it took me about seconds when this thing came out, and I threw my net at it. And then I realized it was a northern water snake, and I just grabbed it and threw it out of the boat. Thinking, holy shit, Ray would have been walking on Bugs Bunny
My ass
on
would have
water.
been gone. I'd have been gone. I don't know. You were
Jesus
fishing?
Christing on
Let
water.
me tell you what, when you were fishing, I don't know if I would get in that water at all neither, man. That thing looks like that's like a snake pit in itself, man. It really is. Like when
It
you get out
is.
there,
I agree
stumps
with it.
underwater, stumps everywhere.
So you would have probably been trolling on me. Like,
I'd have been I'd have been standing on the highest part of the boat, man, with a rod smacking that thing or something to get it away from me. But you know, I tell you what, I've had some experiences. I only had two real bad experiences with snakes in my kayak. So I had one,
you
the one that I
on
was
your
just
kayak?
fishing. Yeah, this was I was fishing in the lake the one day, and I'm just sitting there not paying attention, and then all of a sudden I look over and I got one coming up beside my boat. Like there was a water moccasin. I just started paddling away from it, you know, and it just kept going towards land. But that was probably about 5 foot away from the boat. All the rest of them I see, they're usually real far, but I like the ones that you see that are coming all the way across the water.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming right at you. And it's like, come on, really? You know what I mean? I'm catching fish, and it's coming right at. So I just paddle out of the way and see if it comes. But when they start turning towards me, then I got to start paddling as fast as my ass can paddle and get the hell out of Dodge because I'm not messing with them out there.
I don't mind snakes.
But
I
like
don't
you
mind
know, like
spiders.
but see, like fishing, like on the Susquehanna and stuff like that. Like I've sat on rocks fishing during the summertime. All of a sudden, you get a little copperhead that comes up next to you. It's like, come on, really, man? You know, it's like you gotta get up and move. But when you're out wading in the water, out of Holtwood, like this, so
You need
Holtwood,
to bond with it.
oh yeah, be one with the snake. When I wade out in the water,
If
I
it's
haven't.
gonna bite you, it doesn't even like you.
Well, you know, I don't want it to mess with me at all. I don't even want it to be around me.
I
You know,
get
there's
it.
that
I get
story
it.
back in the day. You know, they stopped people fishing Conwingo on the rocks because a little kid went down there, fell into a pit of copperheads, killed the kid. So all of a sudden, they stopped all you from all the walking on the
They
rocks.
have all those. They have the
Yeah.
ones where the kids got the worms, and they didn't weren't worms. They were baby copperheads. They have
Now
those
this
urban legends.
Now this is actually all over the news,
Oh,
and
was it?
that's why they shut Conwinger down. That's why you can't fish along the one set of rocks because they on the Susquehanna Copperheads are bad. They're real bad on the stuff.
Well, you need to talk about them.
I don't talk about them at all. So
I
I
gotta pay because I
now have dreams about snakes tonight. Now talking about them all the time. I will have,
well,
take your mic off.
you don't want to hear me pay.
No, nobody wants to hear you pay.
I'll put that right there.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, winter fishing's on now. It's time for the winter bite. Enough talking about the spring because now I'm like lost without the nice spring bite and the summer bite. Now we're all starting to miss it. But in the winter time, so what I want to know is what's everybody's doing this type of time of year? Are you like me? I'm getting ready to. I'll wait till after Christmas time. So like in the dog days of winter, like through January, where it's miserably dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30, and there's nothing to do. I'll start to go through my tackle boxes, and I'm trying to always scale my tackle box and make it smaller. So I try to cram in a bunch of lures that I'm going to use. So like I try to put all, like right now I have two boxes of crankbaits. There's only one or two in each little spot. I could probably jam it all into one box. Um, but like this past year, I didn't do a lot of smallmouth fishing during the summertime like we normally do. I got hooked on them damn snakeheads and going to places just for the snakeheads all the time. So it's one of them things. But it's a fun fish to catch. I mean, it really is enjoyable to get out there and go out and catch them things. But But anyway, yeah. So you young kids over there, what are you guys thinking, man? You guys ready to go fishing? You want to take pictures? You want to go fishing? You gotta go out. You gotta go out and fish, man. You would love it. Then you would be up here with your dad, and you could do your show up here with your dad. I could take the week off, and you and your dad could fish all the time.
Oh,
Like we're trying to get Mike Jr. to go out and go do some snakehead fishing. You gotta catch
I
one
don't know if
before
we can handle that.
you gotta catch one before Matt does.
I know.
That's what you gotta
But
do.
no, we gotta get Finn out there.
Ben said he's gonna come take videos of me.
Um,
I'm gonna put him on my kayak with me and let him sit right in the back on my crate.
oh, like Matt did.
Yeah, yeah.
He fell asleep
Well,
on the back.
he won't fall asleep because we're gonna go out during broad daylight, and I'm gonna be pedaling the whole time. Actually, I got a better idea. Finn should pedal me around and let me stand on the back and just fish. Hey, Finn, back it up a little bit. Be like a trolling motor.
I actually like that idea.
And you like that? I think it's a great idea. We'll do that with Mike Jr. He can go out there. He keep him in wrestling shape for next year. Keeps his legs nice and
We
strong.
got volleyball shape, wrestling shape. We,
Yeah, we got it. We got what we need, you guys. There you guys see the
your guys are gonna be in training. Actually, Michael's with me. You ain't getting in shape. You just have to work the remote control on my back, because I have the largest remote control boat that you could buy. Ray, if you're with Ray, then you actually have to work.
good. I like to work. I like to sweat. I sweat. I like that.
No, you don't sweat. Look for like the nearest place to shit.
I find a nice shade spot to sit and fish. That's what I look for. I look for. I like.
We go down the river and there's the kitchen spot. Kind of roll up there.
And go in the bathroom, sit your ass over the log.
There's the one with the seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That one.
That's that's gonna become my new spot, man. That's my where the picnic table is. I'm gonna start taking lunch and eat lunch up there.
Well, so just so you all know, when we go head out in the morning and you buy, like me, gas station breakfast sandwiches,
Oh, they're bad.
you actually have to, you bring a couple extra napkins.
We call that shit paper.
No, but they're extra napkins
Yeah, shit paper.
that you bring out, and then you're looking, this spot, you're looking along the bank. You're like,
Yeah. Where can
you,
I? Where can I? Yeah. Nah, you got to. You always gotta have shit. I always have shit paper. Always have shit paper.
don't want to be stuck on the kayak and have to. We don't need a recurrence, but Ray gave a very graphic answer to how you deal with this, especially if you have a place where you put down pedals.
Oh, dude, I lean over. I get on the outside of the kayak.
Well, some people do that, and I've actually seen these people. They rig up a whole thing with like a detergent bottle.
Yeah.
So
Just
you
to
got,
go. I mean, it's just like if you're out on a boat. And they give you you got this, you know what I mean? They give you like a old Clorox bleach bottle with a handle on it with the lid cut off, how you can piss in and dump in the water, wash the water
I
out.
just stand up in the kayak and piss.
Well, yeah, I do that too, but I mean, if you're on a not so stable kayak,
I guess you're right.
yeah,
If I was on the ascent, I'd have to do that.
you would have to sit there and like kind of lean over and
Because the ascend, if there's a good chance,
going over.
but on the old town, I'm fine pissing off the kayak.
Yeah,
I know this is what you guys don't want to hear. Maybe you do, because you guys can sympathize with it.
everybody's had to take shit while you're out fishing on your kayak. Mother Nature calls. Mother Nature calls.
Hey,
And the worst thing is when you're in a place where you can't get to a bank. Then you become creative.
I've been out there with my wife where she's like, hold my hands.
Oh
And
yeah.
she's hung her ass over the boat
Hey.
so she could not shit, but so she could pee. But then she's like, find a place that no one can see me, and she'll hold my hand, and she can do that I get it.
The worst is when you're fishing in a spot. You're like, you look around, there ain't nobody around. Go out and start taking a leak, and then all of a sudden here comes a speedboat doing 50 right by you. You're out there, with everything hang, all your junk hanging out while you're trying to take a piss, and of course then the boat slows down. Hey, what you catching? Catching worms right now. Hold on here, man. Let this go here.
I've positioned myself in such a way that I'm safe until I drop that my pole anchor, and as I'm seeing, it faces the mansion up on the hill,
Yeah, hey.
and I'm like,
And they got a telescope watching you, with binoculars. That guy doing out there? What's he catching? And next thing you know, you're out there rocking out with your stuff in your hands and everything. But
I'm
yeah,
like, it's cold, okay, cold. I have to explain to them nothing. Oh, never mind.
yeah. But that's always a challenge, though. That's always been a challenge. Always, 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 always a challenge is trying to go to the bathroom when you're out in the water. So,
And
like I said, especially on the kayak, like I said, if you can get yourself off, if I can get on land, I'm definitely going to land.
when when you're in a tight place, like some of the places, when you're in open water, then it becomes a
Yeah,
big fucking.
yeah, that's a big deal. Hey, Mike, can you fix that camera? It just moves on its own.
It drifts.
Drifts, just drifts sometimes. Oh, it does it all the time. Actually, I don't know why. It just does it. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that's it.
So,
So everybody. So here we're coming into the Christmas season.
so what do we want? First of all, actually,
Fishermen. Look
one
at
of the first things, I gotta say this, one of the first things that I think is really cool. I've had people showing me that they get these advent calendars, and instead of having like chocolates or whatever, you got fishing lures.
Yeah, Muskies make one. They make one. Did you know how much one of them have? So it's funny you say that because one of my buddies tagged me on Facebook. Was like, "Hey, it's a great gift to ask, for Christmas, and or get an advent calendar. Dude, the box, the advent calendar. Yeah, I'm good. The advent calendar that they have, no lie, no exaggeration, $269.
Yeah, but you get what you pay for.
24, you get 24 lures in it and stuff like that. I mean, don't
Well,
get me
you
wrong.
know how much musky baits
Oh
cost?
no, no. The one day we were at Susquehanna bait and tackle, they had that duck there.
Hmm.
That duck was $75. Dude, I wouldn't even throw that. That's more than my rod. I wouldn't even throw that damn thing because the first time I throw it, my luck would be up in a freaking tree, 30 foot up where I can't reach it.
With a
I have to,
snake hanging.
I have to sit there and snap my line and lose it. I mean, it's already bad enough that the jerk baits are enough money. You know what I mean? They're 10. Like back in the day, I wish I would have bought jerk baits because they used to be $3.99 or $4.99.
But now you can get like, so like one of the things I've looked at, you can get a Rapala one, but you can also get like an X Factor one. You get all these different advent calendars, and they're kind of cool.
No, I agree. I agree. Very cool.
And I think that's a great way to do an advent calendar. It's something that you actually want, not besides a skittle and whatever.
So your wife's not watching right now. So for Christmas, if your wife was to say, "Hey, look, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go buy you some fishing lures," what would you ask for?
What would I ask for
Like,
besides the?
what are you like?
Well,
Every
first of
year,
all, you
every
got.
year I get Cabela's gift card.
Well, here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this: people, some of our friends, like John at Castanassi, like Frank and Jesse at Big Head Outlaws, High Octane Bits, all these guys, they ought to do gift cards because
Well, a lot of them do gift cards.
I know, but I'm just saying, if they don't, they ought to because
They're good gifts. Then your wife doesn't.
Do I want to?
Then your wife doesn't fuck up and get you the wrong shit
Would
for
I get a
marriage.
Cabela's or would I get a Snakehead Outlaws?
Yeah, like for me, like Cabela's wouldn't matter to me because I would just buy a rod or reel right
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
That's where I'm
But
at. And I also like to buy my line from them,
yeah,
so I'll get line. I've actually looked on Amazon. So I've tried to weigh my options on
well,
buying fishing line from Amazon, and it's literally like Amazon might be $1 cheaper. I'm just gonna buy it from Cabela's. You know what I mean? I don't have
I've
to wait for it. I'll just
I,
go into Cabela's,
I line everyone's line because I buy in such bulk.
and that's
I
good.
did yours.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have that bulk. I mean,
It's
that's nice.
way the fuck
I mean,
cheaper
and like
to
I
buy 100,000 yards versus whatever
yeah,
100 yards.
yeah, they give you like 330 yards. See, like I used to always do, where I would just sit there and unspool all my lines. But we're talking mono now. Like my mono, I'll just rip because that shit's so cheap. I just sit there and rip it right off, put all brand new
I
line
got
on.
3 spools of mono.
But the mono,
I got 1,000 spool of 50 braided and a 1,000 spool of 30 braided because it's cheaper to do it that way. And I use Power Pro.
yeah, I
And
like the
by
stuff
the
that
way, my friends at Snakehead Outlaws, this is before I had the Dragon's Braid. I bought these, but I'm still using them. So nothing against you guys. It's just what it is. So to go back to your question, what do you buy your husband? What do you buy your significant other? Um, and if you don't want to do a gift card's the way to go. But if you don't want to buy a gift card, that's a tough one, right? Because we're all really specific of what we want.
yeah, like I have certain things I want to use in
But
Snakehead Outlaws. Like now, it's funny because like my Snakehead box, I have so much stuff in it I do not use. I've like this year I probably caught 10 to 15, maybe 20 snakeheads on different lures by that. So not like just a sled, but during once the summer comes, it's Slayer Rats Central. That's all I use.
so here's my thing. I consider myself a really good fisherman, but I'm not. No one's perfect. If my wife got me even a local guide service, and it's something that's out of my comfort zone, like if I'm going, I haven't fished for muskie. That'd be something that would be so cool. Or if you're a freshwater fisherman and you buy them a tuna thing where you're going offshore, something like that, something that they're going fishing, but
You
you're
can
out
use.
of your comfort zone. You're
Yeah,
out of what you're used. That to me would be the shit. I'm just saying because something that I don't know how to fish for, and you give me a guided service to get me into it,
yeah. It's
that would
it's a
that that's that's where I'm at with that.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100% with that. That's a really good idea too. Yeah, and crypto wanted to ask line storage tips. Hey, I had a Berkeley line that I had for about 2 years. I used it this year for trout. It absolutely freaking sucked. It was breaking. I was just pulling it apart. It was 4 pound test, and I was just tightening it, pulling it, and it was just snapping. So the best thing I can tell you with line storage is I actually keep mine in an old tackle box. Um, and I just throw all the line in there, and I keep it in my basement. I wouldn't keep it out in the garage. I would keep it
I
somewhere
keep
where
mine in the garage, but my garage is heated, so
yeah, I would keep it. Yeah, you just try to keep it to where it's in at least 50 to 55 degrees. I think it'll last well. Braid, I don't think braid goes bad at all.
we need to wrap this up. But
Yeah, I do.
I need to say a couple
All
things.
right, go ahead and say what you guys say, and I'll end it
So
quickly.
people, um, I've been built. I have this thing with TikTok that I wanted to go live. We have our Facebook, we have our YouTube and stuff like that. Tried to negotiate with them. Actually was able to. We are over 300. They told me, so you're supposed to have 1,000 to go live on TikTok. They negotiated with me and said 300. Thanks to you all, I got my 300 in a couple days. You guys are fucking awesome. So now I just have to reassert this, reapply for it, and we'll be able to go live on TikTok. That is huge. Ray and I could be out in the water and just turn our phones on and just talk to you. So I want to say I appreciate that. Um, Second thing, we need to go and you need to feed our YouTube stream. So at Gone Fishing 302. At as in the at symbol, Gone Fishin without the G, GONEFISHIN 302. I need you guys to.
What's that for? For YouTube?
Yep.
No, YouTube's just at Fishin302.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
TikTok is at gone.fishin97.
Yep. So
So
we need you guys. Anyone that's watching this, subscribe to all these because this is where we get to spread our word, if you will, our church. But also, this is also how we could actually bring in some revenue to build this thing. So we're not all about the money. You guys know this, but
we've been doing this for a year,
and
almost a year.
I got a lot of money invested in this,
Yeah,
and I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but if we could get you guys, you love us, or even just kind of like us, that's gonna help us out. That's
yeah,
all I'm saying.
yeah. Share us on your Facebook.
We
Share.
appreciate you. Show your appreciation.
Yeah, share. That's always a good thing. But hey, we're gonna wrap this up so we can all go to bed. I'm tired.
I'm
I didn't
tired.
sleep good last night, so I'm hoping I can get a good night's rest tonight.
So
Weekend's coming.
before we got Michael here. Michael had wrestling practice. I screwed up, and my wife was going somewhere. I picked him up late. He didn't have a whole lot of time. He had to turn around, come out, and do this. And Finn is one of my students who's become an amazing asset. So I just want to say thank you to both of you. You are so appreciated in this. Finn does a lot of the editing, the light stuff. Finn is and Michael runs the show. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. We're thanking you after Thanksgiving. Thank you. Sounded good, didn't it? But anyway, hey, that's good, man. You're supposed to applaud. You gotta have that hand clap. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Actually, you should turn the camera around so you can see who I'm talking to.
That's all right. But anyway, we'll see you all next week, Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern time. Be here. We'll talk to you next week.
Love you guys. We
See you.
appreciate you. Keep checking us out. Later, guys.
Go fishing, baby. Woo! Woo! That doesn't work with the mic that close for some
I
odd
know.
reason.
It will. So the next step is
Are we off?